And welcome back, everybody. It is Monday. It is that first day that we're kicking things off. It's that first day of the week that we get to reset. I don't know about you guys. I mean, we have been in quarantine now for 60 days. I think this is day 61 for the Redman household. And there's a lot of people out there that are tired. They're tired of the quarantine. They're tired from working out from home. They're tired of trying to work their own schedule. They're tired. They're just tired. And I know I have felt it too, but I got to tell you that when we were going through hard times, it is critical that we continue to hold ourselves. Once again, we've talked about it before. Motivation will wane. It becomes discipline. It becomes discipline in how we continue to take care of ourselves. Follow the rule of 3 Ps, guys. Every day, one personal, one physical, and one professional. And by doing that, you will get to the other side of this and you will be better for it instead of... I was talking to my Overcome Army group here live, and I told them I've run into some people recently that people talk about putting on the quarantine 15, and I've run into some people that it is true, and they are doing it. And you know what it is? It's just how we manage stress and how we manage our time. And if you are not putting some structure in, if you are not adding in our physical leadership, how we manage our sleep, nutrition, and fitness, it gets real easy to slide down that path, and it can be really insidious. Here's what I want to talk to you about today, though, and it falls directly in line with the quarantine, but it falls in line with any time in life. But I'll be honest, I think it's happening more right now. I think we all have a little more time on our hands, and I'll be honest, I'm guilty of this also. And that is, I want you to become, one of my biggest goals with the Overcome Army and when I'm coaching and helping people is I want to help you become the best version of you. I'm not expecting you to become anybody else. And I think this is one of the biggest things that people struggle with. We live in a comparison society, especially with social media. Oh my God, on social media, everybody's looking at everybody else's posts. And they're like, oh my God, we're in the quarantine or we're in this hard time, but this person looks really happy and this person looks really healthy and this person looks fit and this person looks like they're, financially crushing it or whatever it is. And then we feel bad and we think to ourselves, well, why am I not doing that? Why am I not at this level? And guys, I want to tell you, it doesn't matter, because what matters is at the end of the day, you know that you're living at the utmost of your potential, not anybody else's. It doesn't matter what they're doing. If you can get motivated by watching somebody else, that is a great thing. But get away from this comparison mentality. And like I said, even I'm guilty. I tell you what, I see other high-level speakers. I see other people that are out there that give the perception that they are crushing it. And, sometimes that's not always true. The amazing thing about social media is we can put out a image of ourselves that may or may not be reality. So at the end of the day, guys, you have to always come back to, am I operating at my highest level of potential? And that is going to ebb and wane, because sometimes we're going to get on the X, sometimes life ambushes are going to come along, and sometimes our ability is only a little above rock bottom. That's the reality. And that's where discipline plays such a critical part. That's where we have to build ourselves and put that time and energy into the Pentagon of peak performance. That's where we've got to be executing those 3 Ps so that we're slowly, continuously moving forward over time. We're moving that needle in our lives. And this comparison mentality that exists out there, I see it so much. I hear people talking and they're like, oh my God, I've been working out for this long, but I looked at this other individual and they're in so much better shape than me. Well, you know what? They're not you. You're you. And you have to focus on you. You have to focus on being the best version of yourself. It doesn't give you an excuse, because if you know you're not putting the work in, if you know you're not executing at the level that you have the ability to do, and there's so many factors that come into that. There's so many things that we're balancing. That's why the Pentagon of peak performance is such a critical thing. We've got to balance our physical. We've got to balance our mental, our emotional, our social, and our spiritual. Balancing those things takes time. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes planning. And we got to make sure that we put those things in. But you don't know what those other people, where they're at in their life, what amount of time, what amount of effort, what amount of resources they have compared to you. So that's why we should never be looking at anybody else. Don't get down because somebody else may look like they're ahead of you or better, because reality is you don't know that, and it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter in any way, because at the end of the day, it is about you. I oftentimes I'm around individuals that are pretty competitive, and I can be competitive when I want to be also. But as I've gotten older, I look more and more at what is the best version I have the ability to be. And am I executing at that level, or am I not? And if I'm not executing at that level, then what do I need to do? Ramp it up to move the needle a little more in my life. But at the end of the day, when I meet other people who are super competitive and they tell me, "Oh my God, I can't wait till I kick your ass in this." I have an individual that I'm friends with. We're both speakers together, and they'll tell me that on a regular basis. Man, someday I'm gonna beat your ass in this. I'm just gonna totally crush you. And then they'll laugh and they'll be like, "Ah, I'm just kidding," but they're not. I know them. They're not kidding. They live to hopefully beat me. And the funny thing is, I'm like, man, I really hope you do, because that would mean that they are the best version of themselves. And me, I'm going to continue driving forward and crushing it, knowing I'm operating at my highest level. And if that enables me to operate at some very high top level, then that's great. But no matter what, as long as every day I'm pushing myself in those areas, physically, mentally, emotionally, socially, and spiritually, then whatever's going to happen is going to happen, as long as I know at the end of the day, I can look myself in the eye and tell myself, dude, you are operating at the best version of yourself. So guys, don't get off track. Don't get down on yourself. Don't compare, because it doesn't matter. We live in this world where everybody's trying to put out this perfect version of themselves. I'll tell you, it doesn't exist. There is no perfect version of anybody. There is no perfect version of you even. What is there is the highest level. It is consistency. It is driving forward. It is taking care of yourself. So on this Monday muster, I want to tell you guys, figure out that every day, how do we move that needle, and how do we achieve that greatest version of ourselves? Not a perfect version. That doesn't exist. Stop comparing yourself. Stop looking at this or that, whether it's financial, whether it's personal, whether it's in a relationship, whatever it is. All we can do is continue to grow and get better. And that's what it's about, so that you become the best version of you. So that is this Monday muster. So just focus, guys, on becoming the best version of you. If people out there motivate and inspire you, then absolutely continue to follow them. If you feel like they're not, if you feel like it's negatively impacting you, then it's time to stop following them. Cut out the negativity in your life, focus on the positivity, and that's what will enable you to become the best version of you. So guys, it's Monday, it's reset day. Get out there, make sure you're putting time into each of the areas, make sure you're moving the needle. If nothing else, we're just doing the minimum of the 3 Ps, but no matter what, it helps us to become the best version of you. So that is Monday Muster. I will see you guys on the flip side. All right.